The Justice Department is fighting to keep President Trump's former lawyer in place as the top federal prosecutor in New Jersey. On Tuesday, a panel of judges refused to extend Alina Habba's tenure and appoint someone else to the job. Habba had been named the interim U.S. attorney for the state in March. Law generally limits those terms of being interim U.S. attorney to 120 days. The judges then appointed one of Habba's subordinates, Desiree Lee Grace, as her successor. But then hours later, Attorney General Pam Bondi announced she had in turn removed Grace, blaming Habba's removal on, quote, politically minded judges. Okay, joining us here to kind of unpack it all and understand what's going on, Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes. Okay, so Habba's interim tenure, 120 days, expires. They bring in her deputy, Grace, appointed. Why is the Justice Department, Pam Bondi, why are they fighting that?
I don't think they can. Let's go there. I totally agree that this is political, right? But I don't think this is political, judicial political. This is political, and it ends with the politics that the two senators from that state, Cory Booker being one of them, Andy Kim being the other, they're using an old rule in the Senate to block judicial appointments. So they're not moving her appointment forward. Yeah, the 120 days she was nominated by President Trump for this position, attempts to move forward, but you got to look at the statute. 28 U.S.C. 546 paren C, a person appointed as United States attorney under this section may serve until the earlier of what? What does paren 2 say? As you mentioned, the expiration of 120 days after the appointment by the Attorney General. So the 120 days is done. What do you go do after that? Well, you just got to look at the statute. Looking at D, it says, if the appointment expires under Section C2, the district court for the such appointment shall serve and fill the vacancy. The appointment order by the court should be filed by the clerk. This seems to be pretty cut and dry. Nowhere in that section does it say that now, upon Pam Bondi, the Attorney General can come back behind the district court and remove the person they appointed and put someone else in there. That's not how this works. I do believe it's political. The move by Kim and Booker is political in nature. They don't like the appointment. They didn't want it. They're going to block it. They're going to stop it. They're going to blue slip it, like it was said, and not going to allow it to move forward out of committee. This has been done a number of times in the past. What they're doing is now we're going to do what this law requires and fill the vacancy, because the court has a requirement to make sure that the state of New Jersey has an attorney general in place. Pam Bondi's move after that is there's no law that supports her move at all.
So Khalif, if this does go to court, I mean, what does this mean basically for separation of powers? Could it change how other future U.S. attorney swaps, how they're handled nationwide?
I think the issue is, I mean, I've seen the responses both from Todd Blanche, another former attorney for President Trump, personal attorney that now works for the administration, Pam Bondi, Habab, the same one. These are all Trump's former personal attorneys, right, that are now in these positions within the administration. They're all making the pitch that this is some politically motivated approach. And I would 100% agree that it started politically. But now, as it started politically, it has moved into just looking at what the rules say. And the rules say this is how you have to approach this. I think as we move forward with this, this is a courtesy that senators in the Senate have given to each other's home senator. So now you have really concern with, are we going to remove that right there? Because that's not a law. That's something where it's just a common courtesy for senators from the home state to make a determination if they want to allow that to come out of committee. And oftentimes in history, you've seen home senators block the removal so it doesn't move, doesn't go out of committee, can't get a vote, can't get in front of the whole Senate. That's happened before. It will continue to happen. And what they're saying now is you're violating a judicial order. That's something that is historically doesn't happen. For you to say, thank you, Judge, you've given your order, you've given your recommendation, but we're going to put your order aside and I'm going to do whatever I want. That is the unprecedented portion. That's the part that is not normal. And so now I don't know what happens, because this panel of judges could hold them in contempt for failing to stand by a valid order. They can have a show cause order to say, why are you failing to adhere by my order? The individual that was fired could bring a claim and say, I was wrongfully terminated. There are a number of ways it's going. All of them end up back in court. But I don't see how the moves by the Trump administration can be justified until she's lawfully sworn in by Congress.
Going back to the beginning, why did she not become the permanent attorney? Why, after the 120 days expired, why did it go to her deputy and not?
Well, it can't go to her based on the law because it even talks about that. You can't make an appointment of a person that was appointed, I should say, nominated by the president.
Okay.
Because that person, that would be circumventing the rules. Say if the president appoints you today and you have to be not confirmed by the Senate, but then you don't make it by the 120 days. So then the Attorney General could say, well, you know what? We didn't need that 120 days. Jason, the job is yours anyway. Then we would just remove and circumvent the nomination process. You nominate, the Congress appoints and confirms, and then now you have the seat. Well, they have blocked that second stage. Trump did the nomination. She just hasn't been confirmed. Without a confirmation, the seat's not yours permanently. Interim, yes. Permanent, no.
Another sticky situation, which, yeah, we will continue to follow. See if
With
it
the
goes
high
to
heat,
court.
it's probably getting stickier.
Yeah. Boy, you're right about that. Oh, man. All right, Khalif, thanks, man.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.